Our next speaker is Mr. Olaf Koch. Olaf is the CEO of Metro AG. Metro AG being the largest retailer in Europe, very active in the B2C, B2B, and the supply, the professional supply chain. And Olaf, good morning.
Good morning.
And I leave you to the audience, and thank you for joining us.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, and it's a great pleasure to be part of this event this morning. And yeah, Metro is a company that might be known to a few of you, probably not to all of you, but I'm also pretty sure that we might have a story to tell that you might not have heard before. So to start that, let me go and switch to the presentation. One moment, please. And here we are. All right. So again, welcome everyone. And the story to tell about Metro is a story that, yes, we are a large company. Yes, we are a German-based company. And yes, we have more than 50 years of experience. But in recent years, we have rediscovered our real purpose. And our real purpose is to be a wholesaler, a company that is there for other entrepreneurs. And what does wholesale mean in today's world? Well, we want to be champion for independent business. We just don't want to be another one that sells products and has them on shelf or delivered to you. No, our passion is to serve the millions of independent entrepreneurs in hospitality and grocery, and actually to contribute to their success. In that context, we take the pride to say, we want to be the ones that have the best insights on what drives success and what drives failure in those industries. As much as we want to build more than just transactions, we want to build relationships to the people like the ones you see on the chart, those many, many inspiring entrepreneurs. And I'm pretty sure that you, when you go out and have food with family, friends, colleagues, alumni, that there's that special place where that individual is that great host or that great chef. And those are the ones that we want to serve. And we only can serve them if we build a relationship and we understand better than anyone else what makes them tick and where they feel joy, but also where they feel pain. And to earn that relationship, we of course also need to go the extra mile, which we do. That is part of the journey at Metro, to find out and anticipate what else we can do to make you more successful. In that sense, we have embarked into a journey years ago to say, beyond the product, which is without any compromise the best quality product available in that vicinity, we want to provide expertise and solutions. And the formula for us for success is very simple. We only win if they win. And that's our claim since a number of years, where we say, your success is our business. And that is something that has inspired the many, many people working at Metro, the 100,000 associates throughout the whole portfolio of more than 30 countries, where we feel a privilege to be able to serve an entrepreneur like Lillian. She is a pastry owner in Milano, in Italy, and she's an iconic person representing the millions, more than 15 million customers that Metro is privileged to serve. The structure of our business is predominantly hospitality. So we have roughly 50% of our sales in the HoReCa sectors, hotels, restaurants, and caterers. But we're also focusing on the independent traders, the independent grocers, predominantly in Eastern Europe and in Asia. They roughly represent 22%. And then, of course, we are also open for other entrepreneurs, other business owners. We are not discriminating anyone who wants to buy at Metro, but we clearly have been focusing on the two I just mentioned, HoReCa and Trader. Now, We have been very successful in turning around the business. We had 6 consecutive years of like-for-like growth. We have a growing NPS, Net Promoter Score, and we are building more relationships. But we also came to the observation that we need to understand way better how our customers doing and what are their challenges and what are the odds that they need to master every day. And you see them summarized on this chart. So never mind how lucky and happy you are when you enjoy your food at that restaurant, at that cafe, at that bistro, you should be aware that running such a business comes alongside many, many challenges. And that has to do with cost pressure, which is going up. This is leases as much as labor cost. This is the competitive pressure because chains are entering markets and professionalizing that industry, putting a lot of competitive edge on those operators. Legislation and enforcement of the law is becoming something which is very strict, and it's good for that industry also to become much cleaner when it comes to compliance on financial duties. But of course, it also puts more pressure on economics. And the change in consumer habits is a big phenomenon. The millennials and the Generation Z are certainly expecting totally different go-to-market than it was the case 10 or 20 years ago. So you need to be digitally savvy if you want to not only survive into the future, but actually really succeed. And then last but not least, it is very demanding. It's heavy, heavy lifting to work in those industries, while the financial outcome quite often actually is not that great. And that's why we as Metro, and specifically now in the COVID-19 times, have come to the conclusion we want to be the partner of choice. We want to go above and beyond the old model of Metro. And the reason is, if you look into the spend of a restaurant or an hospitality business in general, you see that only roughly 1/3 of their spend is on goods, which is what we typically sell, food and non-food articles. So 2/3 are spent elsewhere. And to be very frank with you, until a few years ago, we had no clue on how they spend and how they come to their choices and whether there is a chance for us to support them or not. We came to the conclusion that only focusing on goods is not good enough. And that was the birthday of Wholesale 360, which is our ambition to serve those customers way beyond the traditional formula. And that can go alongside optimizing the business model. It can go alongside helping them on administration and strengthen their capabilities. It can go alongside providing financing or even help them to start up their own business. So as you see, this is a wide range of opportunities that is out there. And the question, of course, is, can Metro do that alone? Is that something that we should basically build up from scratch? And the answer, of course, is, well, we need to look for new ideas and we need to look outside because we need to partner up. This is nothing where we want to say we are in full control and we are just trying to build a captive system and then try to invest into all of those buckets. No. In 2016, we started to look outside of Metro and to find out what else can we identify to help us with. So this are a few charts from the demo day of the first accelerator program in 2016. And at the time, actually, we asked ourselves, how does the digital space look like in the hospitality sector? And quite frankly, at the time, it looked like this. There was little to nothing that we really could identify as potential solution to partner up with Metro. So we asked, is there anything at all that can be done with digital solutions? And of course, many ideas came up, inspired by startups from around the world, telling us in the first accelerator program what else should be done, whether that is on the hygiene base or the customer interaction base. But the question really was, is it true that there are only a few or are there more? And the positive answer, of course, was, like we hoped for, that there are way more. But the question, and that was a question that we as Metro had to validate with those startups, is, do they really create value for customers? And positive answer is yes. As you can see, the light bulbs starting to shine. They are providing value, and we are able as Metro to give you access to relevant customers to make your proof point. So when that happened, the question was actually, could it be something way bigger, way larger? And could we imagine an ecosystem for the HoReCa sector, i.e. hundreds of solutions that would become available for you as a restaurant operator or a catering company? And yes, the answer was there are way more. So the final question in 2016 was, are we able to make a contribution as Metro? And as I said, we make a contribution through various means. One is we have a very large customer base, more than 15 million B2B customers. We have a brand that is highly trusted. So we can open the door for you to get access to those customers and then to validate your hypothesis fairly quickly. So therefore, we can reduce the customer acquisition cost to less than 10% what it would be if you try to do that alone. And I will come to that later on. We have been building a platform that will be kind of a plug and play ecosystem platform for the hospitality sector. So our vision really is that for this industry, we should partner up with as many people over time as possible to enrich the solutions that are available and therefore jointly create more value. So the answer to the initially raised question was yes. And one of the most important vehicles within our organization is MXL. This is the accelerator program that we initiated back in 2015 at the time together with Techstars, and we thank them a lot for helping us to get that going. Ever since, we have conducted 7 programs in the conventional way and a couple of digital programs very recently. MXL has invested into startups successfully and growing a number of them into higher maturity. And MXL was super excited to see that we got applications from places where there is no metro, like Israel. And I want to name one, Orion, which has been a participant of our retail accelerator a few years ago, and certainly has been a very powerful and very inspirational solution, providing an indoor navigation approach, which I think is magnificent and has, I think, multiple use cases that you can think of. In the MXL program, what we do is we combine the two worlds. We address the pain points that we see in the business of our customers and our own business, and we combine that with the innovation space that is provided by the many of you participating in programs like these today. We can certainly help to validate the hypothesis. We can certainly help to find out ways and means to scale up, and eventually we also do invest in those companies, as I stated before. So going back to this chart, it is a very sizable opportunity to think beyond the product wholesale business and think about that in a holistic manner, like the Wholesale 360. This has turned from an idea to a pilot into reality. Today, Metro is offering a wide range of different solutions and services, from advisory, where we advise you as a restaurateur how to optimize your menu, how to change the process in your business, front of house and back of house. We do provide digital tools on our own. We have built up a platform, and I will come back to that in a second, called Dish, which is run by Hospitality Digital. We have started a marketplace that today already is selling more than 500,000 SKUs together with other vendors and sellers. Just to remind you, a typical store at Metro has roughly 20,000 non-food articles. Here we have already 500,000, and soon there will be 1 million articles available on Metro Markets. We provide financial services in selected countries, and we will continue to expand this part of the business significantly in the years to come. And yes, we entered into the space of equipment because equipment is a boost for your productivity if you combine it with the right product, and you see that at the top of the chart, called convenience. These are convenience products that you easily can process with modern equipment. And here we teamed up with a company called Pentagast, which is a partner here in Germany for Metro. Hospitality Digital, I just referenced to it, is our own division to really scale up the digitalization in hospitality. As you can see, meanwhile, we have roughly 200,000 registered digital restaurants, roughly 40,000 of them use our reservation platform, which is growing very rapidly, specifically now in the days of COVID. We have very high Net Promoter Score. Our customers are highly satisfied with the current range of solutions, and it's growing. We have teamed up with 20 outside partners, 20 companies that basically take advantage of the hospitality digital platform called Dish to reach their customers. And it's an open invitation to you guys to actually join and leverage this platform as well. And that combination, where Metro has embarked into innovation years ago, using Metro Excel, MXL, as the vehicle to attract innovators like you to join in and find out how we can collaborate and find out whether you can prove your case to a real customer and then eventually grow it into hospitality digital. So please come by our booth and meet Silvia Dudek, who is the Executive Director for the MXL program. And with that, let me stop my presentation here and wish you all a great event and a lot of inspiration and a lot of additional insights. It has been an honor, honestly, to jump in, and I tried to get as much information across in 50 minutes. I know it has been a lot, but still I hope it was helpful. So all the best to all of you guys, and enjoy the conference.